We're live on Instagram, all right? Let's just make sure we're live on Facebook, and then we'll get this party started. All right. Mad Max coming to you live from Closeout Bats. And guys, it's that time of year where I'm going to annoy you for a couple weeks, and then we get right into holiday season. Roy has been away for the last month, for the whole month of October, so he's super stressed out. He has a lot of work to make up on. I went away all last year in October due to getting married, and I actually had to not go away this year. I had a little trip in September, but I was here, and I'm living it every day. So Roy's a little bit out of the loop with the bats. Maybe he'll join us later. We'll see. I could not wait anymore, so I had to get this started. So guys, any questions? Let's dive right into it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about favorite time of year bats. And we're going to have deals every day. We're going to have a deal of the day, which we've been doing for the last pretty much 3 years. So we're going to have some aggressive deal of the days. And then we're also going to have, I'm going to go over some bat lines, and we'll have maybe the rep come in, the DeMarini rep, the Rollins rep, that type of stuff. And we'll dive right into it. If anybody's out there that has been a fan of Mad Max TV, this is Mad Max TV episode 1, 2018. And let me know if you have any questions, guys. That's what I'm here for, pretty much. All right, let's dive into it. Let's see if Instagram's got any questions, because they were up first. Let's see if they got any questions. A lot of waving. That's about it. All right, we don't have a lot of viewers on Instagram. I know it's early. I'm sure we'll get some questions after the fact. Seth, good morning, Max. Thanks for everything you do for the baseball use. No problem, Seth. Glad that you were able to join in this early morning. I got my cup right here, the Close Up Bats Mad Max mug that we got last year. It says the broadcast has been paused. Let's see what's up. Maybe we could get that starting again. Let's just make sure everything's good. No, everything's good here. Tom gives a thumbs up. What's up, Tom? Frank Lomi is watching. That's a former employee. So former employees are out there early this morning. All right, we got 13 viewers. Let's get the viewers up, but let's dive right into it. Deal of the day today. I got the bat rack. Last year, it got a little messy on the table. Let's go right into it. Deal of the day is going to be on the CF Zen -10 and -8 bat for USSSA. So USSSA people out there, that's going to be that 1.15 standard. Now the 1.15 standard, a little bit more pop. We'll see some greater performance to it. The -8 and the -10 will be on sale today for $229.95. So that was a bet that was $350. Now it's going to be $230 today. Pretty good deal we got going on. Any new fast pitch bats coming out? Kevin asked. Kevin, there is some new fast pitch bats. It's funny that you mentioned that. Today we have a DeMarini kind of theme, but we'll talk about anything anybody wants to talk about. And the new DeMarini bat will be out in March. It will be called the Prism. I don't have a sample of it. This bat will be dual stamped ASA/USSSA, and it will go right out, or pretty much right after that Ghost. It will retail for $400, so that's going to be pretty expensive, but could be worth it. What episode are you covering new USA bats? We'll probably see down the road. I don't know how people feel about out there, that are watching right now, but the USA kind of bats last year were crazy popular. This year has been a real slow go. Fall ball has, at least in our area, the northern New Jersey, New especially last year, but fall ball was not great. So we'll get into it. I'm sure there will be a buzz, with pretty much all the new USA bats are out right now. Easton was the last one. We're waiting on a couple of their bats, so we'll see. So then that's the deal of the day right there. And I feel like because it's a DeMarini kind of special today, and it's Thursday, I feel like we wanted to do a throwback Thursday, so I brought this beauty out, this Voodoo, this BSR bat. So, if anybody knows anything about if anybody has a throwback out there, send us a picture that we could put up on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter today. Mad Max better than Al Roker. Appreciate that. How's the last year's Quattro stacking up against this year's USA? Last year's Quattro, I would say performance was there. Pop was there, all that stuff, but durability seemed to kind of kind of not be so great. I don't know. It was questionable at best. So, Chrissy asks, why do you think Major League players are using grips on wood? It was never used, and in the last 2 years or so, very popular. Why? Well, that's a good question, actually. The lizard skin grip really kind of bursted on the scenes. I think a Met used it, right? A Met, what was his name?
John Buck.
John Buck. He was a
catcher,
but he was into biking, right? Right, he was a biker.
He was a cyclist.
So he used the lizard skin grip, and he kind of was the one that kind of got it started. Then David Wright followed, and now a lot of Major League Baseball players use it. I mean, you see a lot of them use it. I think if you see on Major League use it, it's going to be lizard skin. But I know there are other grips out there pretty popular. Guys like Bryce Harper and whatnot, they don't even use it all the way up. They even just have it like towards the handle or sometimes even the knob. Just gives a little bit more comfort and support, really. But yeah, insane, which is going to be their more end-loaded bat. Now, their end-loaded bat is only going to come in some. Actually, when it comes to the DeMarie composite, it's going to come in 31 to 34. Their CF-Zen's also going to come in 30 to 34. So that's actually great for the smaller kids if they like that, if they need to swing a smaller size. Then we're going to also have the Voodoo. So the Voodoo is going to be DeMarie's pretty much signature bat for the last couple of years, where it's going to be alloy barrel composite handle bat. And this bat is going to be, a little bit more of the power hitters use it. It seems like it's a dying bat, to be honest with you, that aluminum barrel composite handle bat. But I would say the Voodoo has kind of been out there for the last 10 years, so people seem to like it. So they'll keep rolling it out as long as people keep wanting it. So there's an end-loaded one, which only comes in 32, 33, and 34. And then there's a balanced bat, which actually comes in 30 all the way to 34. Chris Gross says, "What's up, guys from Ohio?" What's up, Chris? Yeah, wherever you guys are, let's hear where you're at. I know last year we had some people that were, Texas, California. I know it's early. You guys will see the West Coast feed at 11 a.m. We also are going to have DeMarie balance their one-piece bat. So they do a one-piece bat. Their one-piece bats are going to be called the Voodoo 1, this fire truck red bat. And we'll see how this one does. I don't know if I'm totally in love with this, to be honest with you. I'm going to give you my, unbiased kind of thoughts here on Mad Max TV. That's what it's all about, kind of taking you behind the curtain and letting you know, on all those videos or whatever, I'm giving you kind of the points,
Oregon in the
house.
They got to be up early. What time is it over there?
Victor, are you working or what's going on? Are you working or are you coming in from last night is what I want to know more so than anything else. Joe says, welcome back. Joe from the South Jersey.
I saw your boy Jeremy from South Carolina, too, showed up.
Yeah. Thoughts on BB Core, Louisville, DeMarini, or New Easton line, Chris said. We'll have a BB Core line day. I do think Louisville looks like they're poised to be the best bat this year as far as best overall line. I mean, you look at their line, there's like 5 different bats that anybody could go with at any given time. And, some other manufacturers really cannot compete with that ultimately. So that's kind of the issue. I see Florida's in the house. Bart is in the house. He's been a customer before. He bought a bat, I think, last year and the year before. So that's 2 years. Let's see if we can kind of re-up and get you year 3 would be kind of the... Let's see that. So the DeMarini Voodoo 1, yeah, that's kind of going to be their, their one-piece bat. It's going to come in 30 to 33, 34 actually. Yeah, I think this bat's kind of seen its days. It probably needs more of a facelift, more so than anything else. One-piece bats are hard to compete. There's a million one-piece bats out there now, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for the Voodoo 1 to compete. But CF-Zen, Voodoo, really like those bats too. Then we can move into USA. So USA, we're going to have the CF-Zen right here. Now, the CF-Zen was really, really popular last year. Now, kind of the knock on it was that it came out so late. It came out in January, 23rd might have been the day, which was really, really late. But the fact that it was so late, people kind of waited. Some people bought some bats, not to name any bats that were kind of some dogs. And ultimately, what happened was they ended up going with the CF-Zen and wanted to give it a shot. We did really well with it. I think the worst thing about the bat was that it did not come in smaller sizes, like 29. It only came in 30, 31, and 32. So this year it's back. It's going to be in some smaller sizes, 29, 30, 31, and 32, and it's out a little bit earlier, so it's going to be in time for holiday, which is really, really key. I think that's a great move, and I think this bat leading DeMarini is going to be a real good year for them in the USA category. Then we're going to have the Voodoo, which we're going to have a -10 Voodoo here, which we saw this bat last year, and this bat also did really well last year. That it was a 2-piece bat, alloy barrel, composite handle, nice pop to it as well. This bat now has a new addition to it. It's going to have a -5. So last year, DeMarini did not have a -5 bat out last year at all. So the -5 and the -10 bat look exactly the same. So that's key that we have a -5 now. Great for the 7th and 8th graders now. Then we're going to have the Voodoo 1. I don't know, this bat seems to be checking pretty well with the young kids. They like the colorway on this bat, so we'll see how this does. Comes in some smaller size, like 28, and it goes all the way up to 32. So, we'll see on this one. Then we have a new line from DeMarini. What's up, Roy? Are you going to come out, bro? Let's see Instagram. Let's see if anybody's out on Instagram. We haven't got much love on Instagram. If anybody... Oh, there we go. What's the best catcher's gear in the market? All-Star... Max, good morning from the Bronx. What's the new -9 softball bets? What's up, Vinny? So you're going to have... We Want Roy, somebody wrote. Vinny, so you're going to have a whole bunch. LXT, Zeno, new DeMarini. All right. Let's give you some Instagram, some love. Sorry, guys. I know sometimes I forget about you, but, don't worry. We'll get that squared away one of these episodes. So what I was saying, DeMarini, they're going to have their -10 bat. CF Zen, Voodoo, Voodoo 1. And then we're going to also have a new line from them, which is going to be their 2 3/8 barrel. So we saw this be pretty successful last year with the 2.5 barrel. We'll see how it does this year. So 2 3/8 barrel. So you're going to see more of that sweet spot right there. It's in between, obviously, the 2.5 and that 2 3/8. Should be pretty interesting. We're going to have a -11 in a 1-piece all aluminum. Best thing I like about this bat is that it's going to come in some real small sizes, like 27, 28, and we work our way up into 29. So that will be interesting this year. Then we're going to have a 2-piece one. Now this line of 2 3/8 barrel bat is going to be called the Sabotage. So know that going into it, that where you see these bats, it's going to be called the Sabotage. This one's going to be their -12, alloy barrel, composite handle, and we'll see how this one does. Then we are going to have a bat that's going to be a repeat from last year, but a little bit more of an upgrade because it's now going to be a drop 11, which means if it's 27 inches, it's 16 ounces, and now it's going to be the drop 11 called the Uprising. We did really well with this bat last year. I don't know if it was the fact that a lot of bats were sold out, like the 5150 and some of the, let's say, more retail-friendly bats that were $100, we were all sold out in, and therefore this was the last one standing, and we sold out of it. So I don't know if that was the case. If anybody has, let's also hear what you were using last year, more so than anything else. I want to hear what USA bats, fast pitch bats, BB Core bats you guys were using last year. Oh, yo, nice of you to join us, bro. You missed literally everything. Where have you been for the last month? Tell everybody.
I was on a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Cleansing. I was on a body cleanse.
He's not going to really add much to the conversation. It's actually... He was gone. It was not a great month, October. If anybody's a Red Sox fan out there, I'm glad you guys won. I guess I'm really devastated. I can't get over it, but I've seen them win 4 times in my life, but it's all right. So we'll move into we did BB Core, we did USA. Now we're gonna move into USSSA, a category where DeMarini has pretty much been dominant for the last couple of years. We'll see if they can continue that trend. They do have some new ones coming out, I know in January, like a blacked out version, so we'll see how that one does. If anybody's got any questions out there, definitely ask them. Let's see if we can kind of get this show kind of rolling. I know it's early, but we do have somebody in Oregon that was on here, which is pretty early. So DeMarini, they have their CF Zen. This is going to be the 2019 one, which is going to be the -5, the -8, and the -10. The -8 and the -10 will be 2 3/4, where the -5 will be 2 5/8. This category, DeMarini has just dominated for the last whatever years, it seems like.
So would you say that's the extension of the old white and blue?
Yeah. So the new, it's the white and blue. This one, which we have on a deal of the day today, which is $229.95, is going to be the same. These are the same bat essentially, same bat.
So $350 down to $229.
$229 today, but you only have the -10 and you have the -8 because there was no -5 last year. The white and green one was the last -5 previous to this one right here. Then you're going to also have the new bat called the Voodoo, which this bat is going to be their -5. It's going to be their -10 as well. So this bat's alloy barrel composite handle. I don't know, this one doesn't get as much love as, say, the CF Zen, which is obviously, who doesn't, if you're able to use U-Trip, it seems like you'd want to go with that two-piece composite bat. Although Marucci does a nice job with that one-piece aluminum. They seem to be the only one that does a good one-piece aluminum. DeMarini also has the Voodoo 1, which looks like this for U-Triple-SA, and it's just a -10. I don't know, people, it's hard to get excited over this bat in the -10 category. I don't know. Phone ring, getting phone calls. So, yeah, it's hard to get excited about these -10s or whatnot. You gotta get the phone, bro.
I got it.
All right. What competes with DeMarini CF Zen U-Triple-SA? I mean, I'd say it all day. I'd say Marucci. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Marucci, I would say DeMarini, when it comes to the U-Triple-SA category, DeMarini is like 1 easily. And then U-Triple-SA, real close, would be Marucci. I mean, I don't think a lot of people want to hear that, but yeah.
Marucci's,
yeah.
Marucci's there right with everybody, believe me.
Except for in USA, because they don't even have a USA bat.
Well,
so
yeah.
it makes it a little bit...
By accident, if they made one, they'd probably crank.
Joe Slavin's asking. He said something about the Marucci Hex. You have any
so the
idea
Marucci
about that?
the Marucci Hex
That's
is
like
last
the third
year.
person this week that asked about
So
it.
that's the Marucci Hex is last year's model of the Cat 8 composite. The only thing is in the Marucci Hex bat, they only had it in 2 5/8. So the -5 was 2 5/8. I believe the -8 was 2 5/8, and the -10 might have been 2 5/8. If not, that one was the only one that was 2 3/4. But now Marucci moves into the new. The Hex name didn't really even have a place either, too. So because it was like. It was only in U-Triple-SA they called it the Hex, and so like they didn't even have a Hex anywhere else. It was kind of really confusing. The Cat name really crushes it. Like that's like the best. Like so the Cat composite now replaces the Hex, and now what you're gonna have with the Cat composite is a full line of bats, all 2 3/4. So -5 2 3/4, -8 2 3/4, -10 2 3/4. Which if you're playing U-Triple-SA, it makes sense to go 2 3/4. So.
Jeremy Dunlap wants to know if the Zen compares with the Cat composite.
Yeah, definitely. The Zen would definitely compare with the Cat composite. The Cat composite, I think I have it.
On a side
You
note,
think
is Jeremy joining us from Japan?
No, this is South Carolina, Jeremy. Yeah, where's Glove
Where's
Runner?
Glove Runner?
Isn't it like tomorrow in Japan?
Yeah,
No, he called me before.
I don't know how far what the time zone
24
is.
hours,
but I think it's like 24 hours.
Is it?
I think it's like a full day.
I think it's like almost a full day. Like
He called me at
18
5:40. It was 5:40 this morning here, and he said it was 6:40 there. So I mean, do the math.
Yeah, but did you ask what date?
It was
He's
at
on
night.
November 3rd.
So right here we're gonna have the Marucci, the Cat composite. So Marucci's stealing some DeMarini thunder here regarding this Mad Max TV. But this bat has done really well in the short amount of time it came out. It came out in the summertime. It's done really well. We'll move into some fast pitch stuff. So these DeMarini bats have been out, which seems like almost like a full year, but they really only came out in over the summertime. So DeMarini now has 2 different lines from fast pitch, which kind of keep things simple. They call it the CF Insane, and they call it the CF Zen. So you're gonna have like that black color is Insane, that kind of grayish midnight whatever. No, this is more midnight blue. This is like kind of lighter blue. Is going to be the drop 10, and it's called Zen for balance. The Insane is going to come in -9, -10, and -8, and those bets are all going to be in stock. You're also going to have a -11, which seems to be their most popular one for the last couple of years. DeMarini really rocks that category when it comes to the drop 11, so we'll kind of keep rolling out with this one. And then you're going to have some lesser bats, let's say. Not lesser, but just different type of price point. You'll have their Actually, hold on a sec.
12.
No, forgot about it. How can I forget about this? The Carbon Candy. So the Carbon Candy is essentially, it's composite barrel, composite handle, but really what it is it's the same type of bat as what the CF Zen is. It just has a different type of diffusion handle. So it has an older technology as far as handle goes, where we saw this first come out in the CF8 and the CF9. So that's what the whole deal is. Barrel's the same as like the Zen as far as composite barrel, but the handle's going to be different. It takes over where that CF8 left off, pretty much. Then we have the
What about barrel length? Like
on which bat?
Of all of them, like comparing like a -8, 9, 10, 11.
Well, the
So-
11's going to have one of the more like the most barrel to it.
A little
Like
bit more hitting surface.
Yeah, definitely more hitting surface on the minus 11. I would say the minus 11 really has rocked from DeMarini as far as the last like.
So you would probably say like it's a little bit more of a like the younger girl or the lighter in weight.
Yeah, if you're a younger girl, if you're like middle school to freshman in high school and need bat speed to create power, I would look at the CFZ minus 11.
So if you're a high school girl and you're a 3, 4, 5 hitter, real power hitter, the drop 11's not your bat.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Jeremy asked, fast pitch Prism, Zen, Easton Ghost, U-Triple-SA only. Which bat is king this year? It comes out in March.
They're starting already.
He's in South Carolina. What's the weather like there? It's like,
He's probably playing.
maybe.
I bet he's already playing games at that point.
Somebody also asked, hot BB Core bat this year. I think I think the BB Core category is like probably the most crowded category. It seems like every manufacturer has a great bat.
I was gonna say also it's like you can name 12 great numbers right now.
Yeah. I think probably Louisville's the hot like manufacturer. I was saying when it comes to BB Core, I was saying it before you got here. They have up and down.
Well, their top two are nasty. The Meta Prime and the Prime. I mean, Rawlings has their 1 Quattro. Obviously, that's their top bat. DeMarini has their their Zen. But do you think which out of those 4 do you think is the best, Max? If you had to choose one.
I mean, it's a $500 bat, so it's hard to be like that's the best. But like we hit it way back in like July and like knew it right then and there that like this bat was gross. It's just a matter of can they get it out in time and can we keep it in stock to kind of just keep obviously it out there in front of people. And like I think so far it didn't get approved in 31, but now it is approved, and we're hearing after January that it's going to come in. So I like that. Roy doesn't seem to believe that that's actually going to happen, but I do believe that will happen. But I think if you are
30 years of experience tells me it won't be.
I know, but I think also even if you are like if you're swinging at 31, like quite honestly, like is the Meta Prime really worth it though? Because then like if you're swinging 31, like what grade are you in? You're in like 7th, 8th, or 9th grade. Like I mean, dude, like the Meta Prime, like 32, 33 is prime time size. You're older, you're more mature, you're going to get more time. Chances are, if you're in 32, you're going to be in 32 for another year. Get 2 years out of a bat. I do think something would have been interesting. I was saying this to a customer. They were asking about the Meta Prime. They were like, I'm just worried about durability. Do you think it would have been interesting if Louisville came out with the Meta Prime and it was 500, or even if it was 550 and they said, you have a 2-year guarantee on this from a warranty standpoint? It could be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Never heard of a bat. I don't know what people's thoughts would be about that, but a customer was saying that actually. I remember Dave Baker from Massachusetts. He might be watching actually. He was talking to me about the Meta Prime. He's like, dude, I can't even justify spending the $500. I was like, well, what if I told you it could be 2-year bat or whatever? He's like, yeah, but these things break. It's a composite bat. And I was like, yeah, you're right or whatever. I was like, but I was just asking. I was like, would you sign up if it was a 2-year bat? He goes, if it was a 2-year bat and I was getting 2 years out of it, knowing that it was a 2-year warranty, I'd be all about that bat. That's pretty interesting, I thought.
I think so.
I think that's
idea.
Well,
You think
combat.
you think BB Core though being the most restricted, you think they break less than U-Triple-SA bats and USA bats and
Yeah, I don't know. We saw the Quattro last year kind of have some breakage issues, but I think what comes with performance is definitely some breakage. So we definitely saw some breakage when it came to that Rollins Quattro, but it was a great performing bat, last year. Like, will the Meta Prime that's the only thing. Like, I give Metaprime like everything. It's got the look, it's got the name, it's got the feel, it's got the performance. Like, durability's still not like check mark, just because like it hasn't been out there yet.
I don't think we've gotten one back.
I know, but we just can't. We just can't check. I can't.
You're not checking it off yet.
I'm not checking the box. Like, I'd like to do that. Like, that's what I would tell anybody when they're looking at that. That's the new system that I like to come up with. Check the box off. Does it color, as stupid as it sounds, is it important? I guess it is for a kid. Let's give it the look
definitely
category. Let's give it the feel. Let's give it the name. Let's give it everything. Like, durability. Like, you know, last year, like, there were some bats that weren't, like, they were high performing, but durability was like, I mean, I'm not like maybe checking it off with a pencil so I could erase it maybe, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, that's kind of the couple bats. Like, the Prime last year got all the checks up and down the board, where maybe a couple years ago the 915 and 916 was like, check everything. But this episode is sponsored by
Wise Onion Rings.
Wise Onion. This episode is sponsored by Wise Onion Rings.
You'll glow in the dark after you eat a bag of these.
What feedback do you have of the Easton Advanced 3 BB Core bat? What do you think about that?
Say that again. What was
The
it?
Easton Advanced 3 BB Core bat.
Right.
You know what that means.
That's
Do you know
their-
which bat that is?
That's
or
their
no?
top hat.
Yeah, Roy doesn't
It's
know that.
the advanced.
He thought somebody the other day asked for the Easton Advanced 3 BB Core baseball bat.
Just throw it out
and
there.
he said, this guy wants 3 bats. I'm like, no, Roy. It's called
No,
the Easton Advanced.
Well, in my defense, it was Felix, and he does buy 3 bats
I
at
know,
a time.
I know,
So,
but
sorry.
I mean, this bat,
It's up there too, dude.
it's up there. It's just like,
I think
I
it's
don't know.
it's in the shadows though of the Quattro and the Meta right now.
Easton's had some, let's say, lackluster years as far as their bats have gone. The Ghost last year was not a hit when it came to USA, but what's weird is in other categories it did real well. The BB Core one, I don't think there's been any issues with or any complaints. It's actually, people like the feel to it. The
It tests real well too.
Yeah,
the
the
advanced
fast pitch
3.
one has done really well. And you know, the USSSA ones were a little spotty here and there. I think they had a couple of spots, but when it came to USA, it just was not great. This BB Core one, I think, will be good. It's just a matter of will people like it. I mean, it's got everything. Again, it's the flash. It's the flashiest bat out there from Easton. Composite barrel, composite handle, new technology to it, lizard skin grip that you can only find on the Easton bat. I don't know.
Looks great.
It looks great. I'm just not a big fan of like the story behind it, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. We'll see.
Max is just hating on Easton.
I'm not hating on Easton. It's just like if you're gonna like, I like some of their bats. Like, I think I'm like a big fan of the Fuse bat this year, which I don't think a lot of people are going to be about. But that's like, you know, like, do you even know what the Fuse is or no? No.
Who makes that?
Easton.
Oh,
I like this bat. I mean, from a balance standpoint, I think this is like a great bat. I think this can compete with anybody's one-piece aluminum bat.
I was
You
gonna
think
say,
it'll compete? You think it'll compete with that cat?
one-piece aluminum bats are kind of hot.
It is kind of hot. That's why I'm saying, like, it's like if you're spending, it's the Easton bat's $480, okay, so it's like a little bit more expensive than it has been in years past. But it's, you know, the Prime has been. It's hard for me. Like, I'm gonna ride the hot hand till it's not hot anymore, and the Prime is the hot bat, so I cannot go against that bat, you know. But I would say give the Easton a shot. Is it a close second or third? Yeah, I'll give it a close second. But easily, like, without a doubt, it's the Prime. Either way you slice it, Meta Prime or Prime. And the white barrel, we love white barrels. It seems that white barrels are like hotter than anything. So, but I think this bat's their like $260 bat, and I think this one will be good this year. And they also have another $200 price point, and I also think that one will be good this year too. I think every manufacturer kind of has their spot in BB Core when you look at it. Like Louisville has their hot composite bats. Their aluminum bats are good, but they're not great. I mean, there's some new technology upgrades to it.
But I think that you would say that the $200 retail to $500, all of them sell pretty well.
Yeah.
Whereas if you looked at it from in fast pitch, it's like the top of the line sells and that's it. Like if you have a $100 bat, they just don't sell.
I would agree with that.
You know,
But that's
so-
fast pitch. That's like, you know, like, but there's also the spot too, because there's like, the Vendetta isn't going to sell to a high school girl, but the middle school girl, the Vendetta might.
Well, it's a specific customer, but like it's like 300 to 350, and fast pitch sells all day, every day.
Yeah.
And then
I
that's
know,
where-
like Mizuno has a $250 bat. Nobody even touches it. I mean, the Carbon Candy, nice name, nice graphics to it. I don't know at 300 if it can sell, but maybe this bat, maybe holiday this bat, gets a price reduction. We'll see about that.
See if management signs off.
We'll
on
see
that.
if that happens, and maybe that bat starts to kind of get going a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, no, I think, like I said, Louisville's like composite and BB Core really well. You know what I mean? Like that's their top bat. I mean, the Solo and Omaha are nice, but like if you're gonna get a Solo or Omaha, like it seems like the Cat eats that category, or the Rawlings Velo. Where Rawlings has that. Actually, Rawlings probably has Rawlings is probably 2 in every category when it comes to BB Core, because like their composites probably 2, their alloys probably 2, and then like DeMarini, their composites, I mean probably 3rd or 4th.
The USA bats are doing great.
I would say probably DeMarini is the strongest in BB Core in the Voodoo still, where it's alloy barrel composite handle. But that's like a dying bat. That's like a dinosaur. You don't really hear about those bats anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know why they need that bat.
I think they still need it. The Combat BB Core from last year was an awesome bat. Are they making one this year? No, they are not. Combat is done. They don't have any. Combat was the manufacturer that had the $500 bat. That was a $500 warranty. So it was a $500 warranty.
Day one.
Yeah, that was actually pretty interesting. I don't think anybody bought it because of that, but somebody says you look pretty tired.
I am. First day back.
I know.
Cut me some slack.
Dude, first day back, I came back and got on here. It was yesterday, actually, the date. Roy's going to be miserable. He does not like doing these, but it's fun getting some interaction from people, hearing from fans and whatnot, some regulars. There was like Lewis from Texas last year, Jeremy, Seth. Seth actually came here and actually demoed some bats out.
I'm a little disappointed. Glove Runner from Japan has not.
He'll
checked
watch
in.
it. He'll watch the night. He'll watch the West Coast.
Who was the was it a preacher or a pastor from Texas?
Yeah, Lewis.
That was Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis. That was Louis. He hasn't been on here yet. If you watched last year, Jeremy watched last year. Fast Pitch Mizuno Power Carbon 2. Thoughts? That's the purple one. Do we have it out? I want to show people this.
I think it's on the backside.
Okay. So last year, people probably asked about Mizuno, and Roy was like up and down, I'm never going to carry Mizuno ever. And he had to eat his words. We now carry Mizuno. Touched it, right? Would you agree?
I would say due to the expertise in sales pitch from Tyler, he convinced me otherwise that I needed to carry Mizuno. So
love the glove though. You're like
we have touched it, and actually we have done pretty well with it.
I think when we hit this bat, like he let us hit it right away, we said Xeno like. So that's the highest praise you could probably get in fast pitch. That was the bat that everybody was chasing for years, and I would say this one is their best bat. They have the titanium, which has a nice story to it. Man, it's expensive. I think it's $450, right? If that's $450, wow. That's tough. That's tough to kind of swallow. That it's $450. I think it has a nice story. I mean, people have asked about it. It makes a funky sound. I don't know if girls are ready for that sound. Some boys love that sound of aluminum. It's $450, the titanium. This bat's $350, and I mean, there's a reason why this bat comes in other than obviously they got it approved, but there's a reason why. -9, -10, and -11. It's the only one in their line that's going to come in all 3 of those type of sizes. So for that reason, this is probably their best bat. It's $350, so it's right there, like you said, with everybody.
Right there with the.
We've done well with it, well enough that I would say it's been good. And then the next one that has done really well is their Drop 13, which would compete with the Vendetta. It's the only Drop 13 performing bat, pretty much. They have the Proven, but that's $100. This is a $200 bat, which is going to be their -13. We've done well with Mizuno, enough that I would say, obviously, next year and going forward, we're going to be carrying them. So, Louisville Prime, still best bat for -3. Somebody asked first, do you have the Combat bat in stock in 32? We don't. I think we only have a 33 left. And then somebody asked about the Prime. So right now, Louisville Prime, still best bat for BB Core. What would you say?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I know. We'll see, man. I mean,
I would, as far as units sold.
Yeah.
I mean, sales, I'd say yeah.
But since the
Prime,
since the Meta Prime came out, it really has taken away some sales. Again, this was a brutal fall. I was saying before, I don't really
They canceled fall ball.
Fall ball here, it was like non-existent. I don't know if anybody else out there felt that way. let's hear it. Like, if you're watching this, I would hope that you would buy from us. But if you bought a bat somewhere else, did you buy it this fall, or are you just trying to wait till spring? Let's hear that. Prime 918 versus Meta Prime. I have both, he said. What do you think, Sean, then, is what I would ask. Somebody that has both, what do you feel like you use?
Two awesome bats.
Yeah.
What would you say? You've hit them both.
I mean, 918 or Meta Prime, I probably would give the Meta Prime the advantage there. I mean, again, I'm not ready to check off I'm checking off every category except for durability, just because we haven't sold enough, and it hasn't even been out there yet enough to see. Patrick Kemp said, wait till spring to buy. Okay, so that's key. I think fall ball is kind of like, I don't know, last year was a major, we got spoiled with fall ball because of the USA change. Everybody was hot for a USA bat. I think anybody that bought a first USA bat might not have been too pleased with the bat that they bought because there was only a couple manufacturers out at that time. Louisville didn't even have any USA bats out till October, November, and their bats were arguably probably the best, I would say, right? Everybody Select, Solo, Omaha. I mean, up and down, they had 3 awesome bats, and they didn't come out September 1st. So that just goes to show you maybe what people's mindset on waiting for fall ball to kind of be over and then buy a bat.
I think the weather had anything to do with fall ball being non-existent
I don't know,
too.
the weather here wasn't terrible.
Was good.
I mean, it went from like 90 to like raining every day to like 30 degrees.
Yeah, but it's November 1st today. It's 70 degrees.
Yeah, but that's today.
You know, same thing tomorrow, but it's November.
Yeah.
You know, usually
Well,
And it can rain
over,
on like any given day at this point too.
What is the difference between the Cat 7 and the Cat 8? So, Roy, Cat 7, Cat 8. Let's talk.
Just a 7 and an 8. That's the difference.
No, well, Cat. Okay, so
Price?
White and red. Red and white.
Price?
We're gonna talk actually about the difference, bro. Okay. So this is the inside of. Dude, we've been really lacking on Instagram on a set. I haven't even answered anybody on Instagram. They're just here.
Am I even on there?
Yeah, you're on there.
How am I on there? I can't even see myself.
We only have 8 viewers on Instagram. I don't know. There's not a lot of people on Instagram.
You have more people on Facebook.
Totally.
Best BB Core alloy.
I'll tell you the best deal would be the whiteout
Oh, the whiteout rolls,
from
bro.
Easton at what are we at 159?
We'll have like a deal. This one, that was actually.
What size though? Because you also have the Z Core still.
the Z
I
cord
think it's
closeout.
33. Yeah.
Yeah, you only have one size.
I think it's
or
33
three
only,
or
yeah.
34 maybe. So you know, 1s and 2s.
33s are like a dinosaur too, man.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
who's-
people. I
who's
think
It's the new 34.
like 34, like.
Well, I think a lot of kids are starting to realize you don't have to go with a longer bat or to go. You know, when you go longer, you're going heavier. You can move an inch closer to the plate and not add that extra ounce. I think a lot of people are starting to realize that from a young age all the way up through high school.
So Cat 7, Cat 8. So what the story behind the Cat is that it's going to have independent walls that are going to be like the numbers here that you'll see. So it's like 1, 2. So on the Cat 7, there's 7 of these walls. On the Cat 8, there's 8. As you can imagine, the Cat 5 and Cat 6, Cat 5 had 5, Cat 6 had 6. So other than
What's going to be next year?
the Cat, no, 2 years, 2 years.
They go every 2 years.
2
So
years. But other than being obviously really creative and obviously have a little bit of some story behind it, it does have a purpose to it. Having these independent walls, as we call it, it allows them to take out the ring. So like with BB Core, there was on some bats, I don't think anymore, I think every manufacturer is able to get it out, but when they first came out, there was a ring pretty much right in the middle of the bat that kind of took away some of the performance to it and made it BB Core certified. So because of these walls, each manufacturer has a little bit of a story on how they got it out, but Marucci has probably the most clever one. They put these walls in it, were able to get it out, and then with these independent walls, you make a little bit, the barrel will become a little bit like longer, like you'll get more of a sweet spot. It has newer aluminum to it, and it has a new vibration system in the handle. I mean, those are new features to it. I mean, you don't seem to be so sold on it. You're gonna more roll with last year's.
I mean, it's a story. You know, the 7.
You gotta know it. But if somebody asks, you have to know the story. So that's what I'm doing. It doesn't mean that I believe it. It doesn't mean that I'm for it. I like the Cat. I think if the Cat 8 was $250 and the Cat 7 was $230, like it is, I'd be all about the Cat 8. I mean, for the $20 extra, just go with the newer bat. The fact that the Cat 8 is $300 and the Cat 7 is $230 makes me a little bit uncomfortable and makes me rather have the Cat 7. That's just the way I feel. I don't know about other people out there. Somebody asked best BB core, alloy or composite. That guy has the Jacob deGrom like photo too to his thing. Paul asks, what do you think? Best BB core? We're gonna roll with the Prime and probably Cat as far as aluminum bats, maybe the Velo. You know?
Quattro.
Yeah, there's a lot of good BB core
I
bats.
mean,
Like
you know, you can name.
and there's a lot of good deals.
There's
too.
an argument for
Composite,
at least
I mean.
like 6 to 8 bats are the best one.
Yeah, that is true. So
And it definitely fluctuates in price. It's not like it's going to go, oh, these are all 4 plus.
Goes 500 all the way down to
Yeah.
250.
yeah. Somebody wrote out.
You think that comes down to more feel for each person? You know?
I mean, some people like that.
All those variables.
Some people like the composite. Some people like the alloy. Some people like 2-piece. Some people like 1-piece.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Some people like blonde. Some people like brunette.
This guy wrote, he tries to buy from us. It's tough sometimes.
Some people like anything.
Though when Dick's does the 20% off. I'll agree with that. I'm not going to take a shot at Dick's, but I will right now. Dick's is real vanilla, I feel like. You know what I mean? You walk into Dick's, like, I feel like when I walk into Dick's, like, I don't get help. Not that I'm really, like, looking for anything. More, though, I feel like I'm going there as a spy. And they don't even have anything. Their online stuff might have something, but, like, I don't even know if they ship out, like, same day or whatever or whatnot. Like, I don't know how exactly they roll, but, like, I don't know.
You know, sometimes if it's all about price, I get it. You know, and you know, staying engaged with us and ordering from us gets you on our VIP list where you're going to get emails and special emails and engaging emails. And I think that for the couple dollars that you'll save, you'll only make up for that in savings throughout the year if you're a player. If you're just making that one purchase every 3 years, then, you know, listen, it's all about money. It's all about money. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're a walk-in too, if you're a walk-in here, you get that specialized help. You get the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Dick's is like, oh,
That guy's from
you
the-
need baseball stuff? It's over there in the corner. Have a
That
good
guy's
day.
from the guy, not that I was stalking him on Facebook, but I'm not going to tell. He lives in the Catskills. I mean, how far is that from us?
Well, it's certainly, we get people from several.
I went up
outlets,
there, I
so,
think.
yeah.
I think I went up there for the show one time, actually, the Catskills, the casino there. So it's not that far. He could drive here.
Is that when you saw Shecky Green?
No, but, so you could go. You could come in here and try it out.
Yeah, this guy said his son currently has the Cat 5 squared and the glow stick, both 3330. Is there anything better than those? Or
He has what, the Cat?
he's got the
Cat
Cat
5
5
that's a
squared,
great
which
bat.
that
Isn't
bat
that
was
not even approved? Or
no,
it's
the
a
Cat 5 wasn't.
Yeah.
That's the Cat 5 they banned and they
I
kind
don't
of
know.
retooled it.
I mean, he has the glow stick. It might be time to upgrade the aluminum, and we have a lot of good deals on the aluminum. So we have last year's Velo. We have the Beast X Whiteout, like Roy said. We'll do a show where we'll do each deal and whatnot. We're going to be doing this pretty much every day, Monday through Friday. I won't be here, though, next Monday or Tuesday. But
So it's safe to say the show will not go
no,
on.
I'm going to do it
Wait,
live.
what?
I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it live from my phone. So it's just going to be me, and that's pretty much it. But I won't have any product with me. We'll just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Jason wants to know how far we are from Newark.
We're pretty close.
Now, Newark, New Jersey,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
he's from
Newark, Delaware?
No, he's from
30,
Newark.
35
Yeah, he's from
minutes.
Newark.
He's from Newark.
North, 35 minutes.
Oh my God! Now we're getting a lot of questions. Oh my God!
Easton Pro X catcher's helmet. Do you carry it?
Where's Jake Lutz today?
He's probably in school.
He's probably in school.
No, he's
Does he go? Doesn't he doesn't go to school? He's probably got history class.
He's
where
probably
he
at 7-Eleven.
Come on.
He's probably at 7-Eleven in Riverville doing scratch offs.
Last year's Zen got any? I mean, is that you talking BB core? You talking fast pitch?
So somebody wrote, "Is that what you're talking about? Mad Max looking for a 31 or 32 -5 U triple say bat for my son. What do you suggest is the best bang for the buck? Only looking for a -5 transition bat before going to BB core. Let's see if which one are you thinking?
The Connect.
Yeah, Cat 7 Connect, I would say, would be the best bat, best bang for your buck right now. And
What are we on that now?
It's-
199.
180.
179.95.
Yeah, 179. Yeah, last year's.
What 350?
Yeah. So the guy Hester wrote, drop 10 U triple SA last year's end. So we do have that. It's actually a deal today where it was 350. It's now 230 on the drop 10, which
Is
we're
that today only?
today only. We're going to only have sizes 29 and 30 because this bat had some issues last year. It was approved, then it wasn't approved, then it was approved, and last we left off, it still is approved and will still be approved. So that's kind of the deal with this drop 10. Now the -8, we only have two sizes, 29 and 32. So I know it's obviously we're missing primetime sizes, but still a good deal if you're 29 or 32 and you need to swing this USSSA Zen. So that's kind of the deal of the day today. Jim wrote he's 2.5 hours from Albany. We stopped after our vacation in Jersey this year and bought the new CF Zen USA and Ghost BB Core. The store is the best. So Jim has been here, who said that sometimes it's hard to not, use the 20% off, which I understand, like you said, if it's all about price. Last, we'll end with this because you missed it, and then we'll just wrap this up because you got to get back to work. You're not really having a great time doing this. Because of it being Thursday, I have a Throwback Thursday. So Throwback Thursday today is this Voodoo BSR bat, which was the standard before BB Core baseball bat. And if anybody has any of the old bats for Throwback Thursday, send us your pictures at Closeout Bats, the Facebook page, or Instagram, or even Twitter, and we'll be sure to throw those up today. All right? And that's pretty much it. And you guys can always remember to shop smart and save $8 at Closeout Bats. And we'll do this every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. And we'll see how long it will go. All right? Later.
Peace.